in the end, Rodgers is just too good. He made some throws that only Rodgers can make. We had pretty good coverage on some of those, and he just, he's just too smart, too good, too accurate.
Bill Belichick looking at a guy who's never worn a suit and tie before in his life.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? I'm not used to seeing that look. Is it like, is this a reflection of his reverence for Lambeau Field? Because he had
exactly what I was going to
press
say.
Conference recently where he goes on and on about the Packers and this, that, and the other thing. That's usually like only the most special occasions that you see Bill Belichick in suit and tie. I'm curious why he went with that after we have seen him wear some of the rattiest stuff imaginable. But hey, kudos. But it does, doesn't it look like, number one, he never wears a suit and tie, and number two, he has no interest in doing so?
Yes, and look at his hair. He combed his hair. He put on the tie. What a nice little knot that he's got there. It's a very nice, well-fitting suit on Bill Belichick. I am astonished. And it must be the reverence that he just has for Lambeau Field and being there and knowing, hey, this is probably the last time I'm going to coach here because, you only go there once every 7-8 years, whatever it is in the cycle. So yeah, that's really surprising to me. I am astonished right now that Bill Belichick was wearing a suit for a press conference. He usually wears the rattiest things possible. He's got stuff probably from 2006 that he still wears on the practice field and sometimes in games and then also to press conferences. That is crazy.
And if we talk about it long enough, it's almost like, what was that movie, Beetlejuice? If you say it enough times, there's something that appears. There's a photograph that will appear if we talk about it long enough. But there it is. Oh, there it is. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Good Lord. What in the world? Moth-ridden sweatshirt with a neck that's been stretched by George Costanza. Good Lord. All right.
Oh, boy. That's the height of COVID.
Packers and the Patriots go down to the wire in overtime, extra football. So Bill Belichick's final foray at Lambeau Field lasted even longer than he expected, and it's just a shame they didn't pull off the win. I knew they were going to play him tough. That point spread was too big. I knew the Patriots were going to cover that spread, and they did. But damn, they almost won the game. They knew how to defend Aaron Rodgers. They had a pick six at Lambeau Field of Aaron Rodgers. Brian Hoyer gets injured. Bailey Zappe comes in. He looks exactly like Mac Jones. I don't get it. I think they have a factory up there that I don't know about. They really are the Stepford Patriots. But it was all lining up for classic Patriots steal one that they had no business winning. And at the end of the day, they just could not. And as Belichick said after the game, even with everything Bailey Zappe did to come in and keep it close, Aaron Rodgers is just too good.
Yeah, well, it's funny. What was it last week that you texted? What's the proper pronunciation of Zappe? And then I said something that I'm definitely not going to repeat on the air, but it wasn't that yesterday. And so, you know what? I give a lot of credit to young Bailey Zappe. He was ready for the moment, and that's really, really tough to do when you go into a place like Lambeau Field. And when you go to that place, man, the reverence, the history, everything sort of kind of descends upon you a little bit. At least it does for me as a reporter. And when you get into a game like that and you are competitive and you're able to bring the Patriots to being on the brink of a win, and really, you really could have stolen that one, but Aaron Rodgers makes the plays that he has to make, and then that sets up Crosby for a game-winning field goal in overtime, and the Packers end up surviving that. They were very close to not surviving that, but they were able to do it, and I think it's a credit to Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers for the way that they kept that team in it.
Well, it was a seven. Let me I have that up here, and now it's gone.
Good boy.
I forget what it was. 77 yards on a 12-play drive that lasted 7 minutes. I knew the number 7 was integral to that stat. So 12-play drive, 77 yards that lasted nearly 7 minutes before the Crosby kick that wins the game. And look, I'm looking at, or I'm trying to find here, because I want to get this right, because we were on the air for Football Night in America, so it was hard to truly enjoy what was happening in that game, and I haven't had a chance to rewatch it. But the Packers go 3 and out. Mm-hmm. And then there's an opportunity after a 49-yard kick with a 20-yard return, a 43-yard kick with a 20-yard return. The Patriots have the ball 1 yard short of midfield, and all they need is a field goal to win the game. And they go 3 and out. And Bailey Zappe wants to step up in the moment and really make a memory that will last for all of his life, no matter what else he does in football. That was the opportunity. It had fallen into his lap, and you either deliver or you don't. And he just and unfortunately he didn't. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. There's Mac Jones. Bailey Zappe, and for a guy that was not expected to play, comes in. Tough circumstances, Lambeau Field, acquits himself well, but you get that golden opportunity at the 49-yard line in overtime where a field goal wins it, and you go 3 and out, and it's just unfortunate. And then when they punt the ball to the Packers, that's when the Packers just take it right down the field and have the walk-off winner with 4 seconds left in overtime.
Yeah, but the Packers, in theory, should have been able to win that game in regulation. And I'm sure we're going to get to this, I guess, now because I'm transitioning to it. But the way that sequence happened at the end of the regulation, where Matt LaFleur makes an emotional decision to challenge a catch that was pretty clearly not a catch, that's something that I expect better out of Matt LaFleur, because he's been doing this as a head coach for years now. And he has been in part because of Aaron Rodgers. Yes, I understand that, but he has been one of the best head coaches in the league and one of the best starts to a career in league history in terms of wins and losses. And so when you get into that situation, you cannot make an emotional decision to challenge a play that should not be challenged.
Well, you're absolutely right. And Matt LaFleur has proven that he's cool-headed and rational, and he's been operating in this storm of dysfunction between Aaron Rodgers on one hand and the front office on the other hand. And yeah, you don't expect that from a guy like Matt LaFleur. This is the play. Yeah. No, it's clearly not a catch. But you know, I think what happens is, when you have a team that you expect to kick the crap out of and it's not going your way, that's when that emotional red flag comes out, where you're just like, damn it, why aren't we winning this game by 21 points? We're supposed to be a lot better than them. They're down to their third-string quarterback. Right. We have Aaron Rodgers. This should be going our way. So you're right. There's no way that challenge flag should have been thrown. Another rookie quarterback
got told not to challenge. He got told not to challenge it by his eye in the sky. So that makes it even worse. When you're being told by the coach that you hired and you were supposed to trust, I don't think we should challenge that. And then you do it anyway. Come on, man. You're better than that, Matt. You're better than that. I know you're better than that.
Why you don't do that? Why? That's fine. What? You can do it. I'm just kidding.
Me don't do that? Oh my gosh. Whoa.
It was an inside joke to something I told you last night about some feedback that I got from one specific person because I used that phrase last week. You're better than that. Like, why do you say that? So I told you about that.
I'm sorry.
So anyway, it's an inside joke just for me and Myles. Yep. All right. So Myles, you're better than that. So anyway, it's funny too. You mentioned that the person he's hired to tell him whether or not to challenge the play was telling him not to do it. Sean Payton has told the story of how, when he's in that situation and it's clearly something he should or shouldn't challenge, he hears 20 voices telling him what to do. When it's close, he hears nothing. He gets no guidance whatsoever. It's crickets coming down the headset. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.